That is right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Zone with Mateo, January 13th. And we got a fun show today here on Inside the Zone with Mateo, where we are taking a look at the Olympic hockey roster. So if you haven't heard already, obviously the Olympics, not too far away. The Olympics are just 24 days away from the time I am recording this video. It begins in February 6th. It's January 13th right now. And at the beginning of January, I believe January 2nd, the rosters were announced. So we're going to take a look at who's on the teams for Team USA, who's on the team for Team Canada, who's on the team for Team Sweden. Same thing with Finland, and then a couple other teams. And for those major four, USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland, I had made predictions about 2 months ago. If you want to check that video out, go check it out. It's on YouTube here. It's NHLers back at the Olympics. My roster predictions for USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland got over 130 views, 140 views right now. It's 2 months ago. It's one of my higher rated viewed videos in the month of November, I believe. Obviously, we're getting some more views on these videos now, but much thanks to you guys for subscribing, because we just hit 100 subscribers last night. Appreciate everybody who subscribed. And now we're on our way to 500 subscribers. Excuse me, not 50 subscribers. We have 100 already. I don't want to lose any. But on our way to 500 subscribers. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe at the end of the summer, hopefully. I don't know. If you guys like this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And, we'll see where this year takes us here in season 2 of Inside the Zone with Mateo. But without further ado, let's get into Mateo's show, Batting Order, presented by To Be Determined. If you would like to sponsor this segment, which I use every single episode, let me know and we'll get you caught up. You can send me an email, send me a DM, etc., etc., etc. But it's a very simple betting order today. We are comparing my projected rosters from 2 months ago with USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland. We're seeing, did anybody get snubbed? I'll give you my thoughts on these rosters here. I know who generally made it, but I haven't done a full deep dive yet. So it's going to be fun to get to that. And then we'll take a look at some other teams. I think we'll take a look at Czechia, Germany, and I believe Switzerland, as well as, they don't have as many NHL players, but they still have some notable NHL players. So we'll take a look at that. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, I will give you kind of what's coming up the rest of the next 2 weeks, which is basically the rest of the month. It's crazy. We're about halfway through January already. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to, grow this community up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments for sure. Now let's get into it. Starting off, let's start with Team USA. I feel like Team USA, is where we should start here, as we are all I'm in Minnesota, but USA is just where a lot of you guys watch this. Obviously, Canada watches a lot too, but USA, let's start with you guys. And NHL.com for these four actually gave projected lineups as well, so that's going to be kind of cool to see. As you can see, Hughes, McAvoy, top defense pair. Hellebuyck gets started in the goal as their little subheading, whatever. And you can find all of these on NHL.com, so go ahead and check those out if you haven't. These came, I believe, the 6th, so about a week ago. But let's start it off here. In the forwards, we got Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, Matthew Tkachuk, Matt Boldy, Austin Matthews, Jake Gensel, Dylan Larkin, Jack Hughes, Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller, Vincent Trocheck, and JT Miller as the starting 12. And then the two scratched are Kyle Connor and Brock Nelson. Wow, I don't know why my ears are popping like this, but wow, that's kind of weird. But anyway, overall, this forward group is really very talented for sure. I'm going to pull up, kind of what I was thinking too. I'm going to pull up that episode of what I saw. But what first jumps out, no Jason Robertson, especially. That's one of the bigger names not there for sure. But this is what I had when I had predicted this about 2 months ago. I had Brady Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Matthew Tkachuk, yep. Clayton Keller, I believe he did make it. Did he? Yes, he Clayton Keller did make it. He's projected fourth line. Interesting. I did have Jack Eichel. I had Matt Boldy. I had Jack Hughes. Uh, no, I did have Jake Gensel. Okay, no Brock Besser. Very interesting there. Um, and then did have Tage Thompson. Did have Dylan Larkin. Did have Kyle Connor, and then I believe I messed around with the lineups here. And there's a little bit, dude. What am I doing? Where did I have scratch players? I don't remember where I had the scratch players here, but I believe I did have Vincent Trocheck. Let's see if okay, yeah. Patrick Kane I had and Vincent Trocheck I did have. Very interesting. Very interesting for sure. And there's JT Miller. Yeah. Okay. Boys, do the hard thing here because I put little timestamps. There we go. That's all that really we need. Perfect for defense here. But let's talk about the offense a little bit here. So as you can see, I had most of the people there. I just didn't have Brock Nelson. Instead of Brock Nelson, I had Brock Besser. But overall, I think this one was one of the easier ones to predict because I generally know the U.S. hockey players as I'm here in the U.S. I know who they want. Same thing with Canada, Sweden, all these other international teams. I don't know as much as who are they going to pick? But Bill Guerin, I think, did a pretty good job putting this together. I do think Brock Besser probably should have been here. I think Jason Robertson should have been here. Probably would have taken Robertson over Vincent Trocheck. Probably would have taken Brock. I don't know if Brock Nelson should be there either. But hey, it is what it is, and that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I mean, I think that first line, if that is the first line, the two Kachucks and Eichel, that's a dangerous first line. And notice here that Austin Matthews is not on the first line. He's been having a little bit of an off year, but now he gets to play with Matt Boldy and Jake Gensel. I like that. The third line here, Dylan Larkin, Jack Hughes, Tage Thompson. That line is really interesting. I think I would consider, though, low key, no offense to Dylan Larkin, but I'd slide Dylan Larkin down to the fourth line and put Clayton Keller with Jack Hughes and Tage Thompson. So there's a line of a lot of young guys, Keller, Hughes, and Thompson. And then I would put Larkin with Trocheck and JT Miller. So then you have a line of veterans as your fourth line. I think that could be really good. And then obviously Kyle Connor and Brock Nelson will probably end up playing at some point in the tournament. But Matt Boldy, Austin Matthews, Jake Gensel, I really like that. I like the Kachucks with Eichel for sure. Eichel brings that skill. Kachuk brings that. Both Kachucks bring the grit and the skill. I really like that for sure. But yeah, I think I would have liked to see Jason Robertson on this team. But other than that, I think Billy Guerin got this group pretty well. And let's move over here to the defenders. You kind of saw who I had projected for the defense and goalies. But the defensemen will be Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, Jacob Slavin, and Brock Faber. And then you got also Jake Sanderson and Noah Hannafin. And I believe I had almost all of these here. Adam Fox did not make it. That's right. That sucks. Okay. So I had Quinn Hughes. I had Charlie McAvoy. I had Werenski. Oh, and I gave it to Luke Hughes. I don't believe Luke Hughes is making this. No, Luke Hughes will not make it. Very interesting. Okay. I mean, that's not it's not the most shocking, but so from this, what I did have, as I said, Hughes, McAvoy, Werenski. I think Faber should be on the top 4. I think he is worth it. I did not have Jacob Slavin. I don't know why I did, but hold on, we got breaking news. Boys, this is not supposed to be a football talk right now, but Kevin Patullo just got fired. Adam Schefter breaking that news. I will have to do a short for that after this one. But hey, Eagles fans, if you guys are watching this, how do you feel? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, yeah, Noah Hannafin, I said he was going to make it, but I just had him in the press box as a scratched player. Jake Sanderson, I believe I had him as well, correct? Oh, no. No, I didn't have Jake Sanderson. Okay, so, I got the top 4 defensemen, I think, right. I had Hannafin and Joe. So I had 6 out of the 8. So instead of Hughes and Fox, it will be Slavin and Sanderson. But overall, I think that was pretty good. Pretty good for sure. I think so far Team USA has been pretty darn good for my predictions. And thinking here, I thought Quinn Hughes was going to be representing the Vancouver Canucks, but no, he's representing the Minnesota Wild. And the Wild have three people: Brock Faber, Quinn Hughes, and Matt Boldy. And then finally, goaltenders for Team USA. As you can see, look at this: three players: Boldy, Faber, and Hughes. Three players for the Wild, two players for the Knights, two for the Senators, two for the Panthers, two for the Rangers, one for the Stars, Jake Ottinger, as we will get into that. There's a great transition point. Hellebuck, Ottinger, and Swayman. I think I nailed that. Yes, I did. I nailed that completely. If you guys were watching already here, you saw I had nailed that. The goalies, those are the three best goalies for Team USA to represent. Hopefully Hellebuck can get over that little hump because he is actually he's been hurt a little bit. He had to deal with knee surgery. He hasn't been the best, but I still think he'll start. And then you got Jake Ottinger and Jeremy Swayman too. Jake Ottinger has been really good. I think he's been the best out of these three. But I'm glad I was able to get that correct. And let me know. Do you think these are the right goalies to represent Team USA? And what are your thoughts about having the Minnesota Wild Beast, basically representing Team USA? Because I mean, you got the three players, Boldy, and Bill Guerin, by the way, is the general manager for Team USA. He put this team together. And then John Hines, the coach for the Wild, is the Team USA assistant coach. Minnesota Minnesota Wild are representing Team USA quite a lot. Cool, super cool to see, especially as a Wild fan. I'll try to post some more Wild episodes. I'm trying to figure out what exactly, they're kind of in a little bit of a slump, especially once we get out of football season. So in about a month or so, I'll probably do a Timberwolves episode once a week and a Wild episode once a week until we hit baseball season. Then I'll have to figure it out because I do 2 episodes a week while I'm in school. Um, so we'll see. But yeah, more Wild episodes to come. Let me know if you have any ideas for any Wild episodes because I don't know how big this hockey community is. So I'm trying to build that up as well. I'm trying to get all four sports, to talk about, get communities in there, and then maybe launch separate channels once we get into that spot, if that's even possible, to watch the certain, different types of channels, one channel for Vikings and football related stuff, one channel for hockey stuff and the Wild stuff, right? But right now I'm just kind of doing one channel, trying to grow. We're only at 100 subscribers. Maybe once we hit 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, if that happens in the next year or two, I'm guessing 2 or 3 years for that to happen. But hey, you guys can make that happen. And maybe if you want separate channels, let me know. Let me know for sure. I will interact. I interact with almost every single comment. So go ahead, leave your comments for sure. But let's move on from Team USA. And let's go over to Team Canada. Oh, Canada. As if you watched my 2026 prediction show, you saw me predict Canada to win. I do think Canada has the best overall roster here. And I think I got this one pretty right as well. So Macklin Celebrini is going to be the projected first line left wing with Connor McDavid and Mitch Marner. Then you got Crosby, McKinnon, Reinhart, Marchand, Horvat, Wilson, Hagel, Suzuki, Point, and Cirelli and Stone. So no Connor Bedard. I know I got that one wrong. And let me just, go over here. Oh, that's Sweden. Hold on. There we go. Here's Canada. I'm just trying to get to the offensive side of things here. Boom. Okay, so this won't be what I had projected, like the actual lineup to be, because I just fast forwarded to it. But this was just when I was adding the players to it. Like obviously, Connor McDavid is my number one line center, right? But Marchand I got, McKinnon I got, Marner I got, Celebrini I got, McDavid I got. What's Stone? What's Stone in here? Yes, Stone was here. He's projected to be a scratch player. Interesting. Then Sam Bennett. Ooh, Sam Bennett didn't get interesting. Sam Reinhart made it, and I got that one right. Braden Point made it. Connor Bedard did not make it. Sidney Crosby obviously made it. Obviously, I ended up having him be a winger when I did this. Suzuki made it. Cool. And I had Jonathan Taves. I do know that as one of my bench players for offense. I can't believe Tom Wilson made this. That's kind of crazy. I don't think I predicted that. But overall, pretty good for Team Canada. Excuse me. But yeah, overall, I really do like this Canada team. I mean, it's a really good team. Cirelli and Stone as the scratch players. That shows you the talent here. I can't believe, Bo Horvat and Tom Wilson. That's kind of surprising. But I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard to, pick against Canada when they have McDavid, they have Celebrini, they have Crosby, they have McKinnon, they have Marner, they have Reinhart, they have Marchand, they have Stone, they have Point, and that's just the offensive side. The defensive side is just as good with Cale Makar, Devion Taves, Josh Morrissey, Shea Theodore, Travis Seaham, Drew Doughty, Thomas Harley, Colton Parayko. Those are your 8 defensemen. And did I predict that? Do you guys think I predicted that? Well, I'll show you guys right now. Once we get, I should have had screenshots of this. That's what I should do. Notes for next time. Notes for next time for sure. But boom, there we go. This is my predicted defense. Did Darnell Nurse not get it? Did I not see Darnell Nurse? Wow. No, that's actually kind of surprising. I feel like he would have been maybe not a lock, but close to a lock here. But Davion Taves, did I have him? Oh boy, I did not have Davion Taves. So the two Colorado defensemen are the number 1 line. I did get Cale Makar. Obviously, I got Doughty. I got Morrissey. I had Doogie Hamilton. Man, I had Shea Theodore. Okay, good. So I only have 4 right now, and then the rest are just not right at all. Dude, I don't know what's been going on with Doogie Hamilton. And there's the goalies. I do remember this. I just threw in Marc-Andre Fleury because I said this would be the most Fleury thing to do to come out of retirement yet again and play. But the 3 goals, Binnington, Hill, and Montembeault were my predictions. For goalies right now, it is actually only one of them did I get right because it's Logan Thompson, Jordan Binnington, and Darcy Kemper. I only got Jordan Binnington right now because Thompson and Kemper have been having great seasons. So they are going to be the goalies. Very interesting. Goaltending was a weak spot, even though they won the Four Nations tournament. But it's going to be interesting to see if Logan Thompson and Darcy Kemper can step up to that level and help Binnington out in this, not tandem, whatever you call it, group of 3 goalies. I don't know. But when you're looking here, Tampa Bay has 3, Cirelli, Hagel, Point. Panthers have 2, and Marchand and Reinhart. Jets have 1. All the little circles just have 1, Thomas Harley, whatever. Capitals have 2 in Logan Thompson and Tom Wilson. Blues have 2 in Binnington and Parayko. Avalanche have 3 in Taves, Makar, and McKinnon. The Golden Knights have 3 in Marner, Stone, and Shea Theodore. Kings have 2 in Doughty and Kemper. 1 for Connor McDavid for the Oilers and in company and like that. I really like that. That's kind of cool to see this graphic for sure. For the players who got snubbed, I don't know if anybody got snubbed because, I would say though, overall, for my prediction here on defensive side of things, I think Darnell Nurse probably should have made it. Maybe Noah Dobson should have maybe made it, but I don't know. Overall, I think they got it pretty right. Goaltending, I really like this. I like the goaltending group way better than what I had predicted. I had predicted, Adin Hill being in the goalie group right now, but so I predicted Adin Hill, Montembeault, and Jordan Binnington. I like Thompson, Binnington, Kemper way better than that threesome that I had right there. But yeah, overall, pretty good for Canada and USA. Now this is where it's going to get a little interesting over in Team Sweden. Gustafsson gets nod in goal. Brett Carlson, Nylander lead forward group. So this is Team Sweden's Olympic projected lines. So we're going to start up here at, actually, hold on. Let me see who I have first. Let's see who I have first. Who do I got first? I got forwards or defensemen first when I did. I think I do goalies, defensemen. I don't know. Okay, there. I don't have many scratch players. That's it. That's the interesting thing here. Okay. So here is what I have predicting for Sweden's defense and goalie group. Linus Olmark, Wallstedt, and Gustafsson are my goalies. We'll talk about that in a second. Defense, though, we're going to go over here. So let me actually, before I'm going to actually scroll down past the forward group, and let's go to the goalie group here because I was 2 out of 3. Linus Olmark, unfortunately, did not make it. But Gustafson and Wallstedt did make it, so Minnesota, 2 more players, and believe me, they're not done. They have more. But then also Jacob Markstrom is going to probably be the third guy. I think Wallstedt and Gustafson will be the first two. I can't believe Wallstedt, as the 23-year-old rookie, is going to be in the Olympics, but he's been great for the Wild. So has Philip Gustafson. I mean, we're in a little bit of a slump here, but still, they've been really good and they deserve this, given why I said they were going to make that spot. And then Jacob Markstrom has been really good. He's a veteran into that goalie group, and I think he's going to be pretty cool. He has been, as they say, inconsistent, but gives him experience. 16 seasons in the NHL, yeah, for sure. And then for the defensive side of things, here's the defensive group. Jonas Brodin, another Minnesota Wild, jumps out right away. But then Rasmus Dahlin, Gustav Forsling, Erik Karlsson, Brodin, as I mentioned, Hedman, Rasmus Anderson, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Philip Broberg. Here's who I have for projecting the defense. I had Dahlin, I had Karlsson, I had Rasmus Anderson, I had Forsling, I had Brodin, I had Hedman, and I had as my backup, I had Matthias Ekholm and Hampus Lindholm. So I got the 6 starters right, but just the bench of Sweden with Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Philip Broberg, I just did not have correct. But obviously, I think those top 6 will play. So hey, pretty good. So we've been pretty good. We've only missed we've missed 3 out of the first 8, 11. We're 8 of 11 so far for Team Sweden, but now things get interesting here with the forward group, and here is the forward group: Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlsson, William Nylander, Philip Forsberg, Elias Pettersson, Lucas Raymond, Adrian Kempe, Joel Eriksson Ek, another Wild. So 4 Wilds being represented on Team Sweden. Mika Zibanejad. Then on the fourth line, Landeskog, Lindholm, and Raquel. And then some dudes that I don't really know. I think they're from just Sweden's hockey teams in general. Is going to be the bench. But, I look at this lineup and say, hey, this could be an interesting team. And, I don't want to have any hate on Team USA, but I really do think Team USA has the 3rd best roster here. I think Canada has the 1st best, and I do think Sweden has the 2nd best roster. This is a deep group for Sweden. Sure, there's a little less star power, unlike Canada, and given that's why Canada's number 1. They have more star power, and you could argue USA has more firepower, but you just have good playmakers everywhere. Bratt, Nylander, Zibanejad on the 3rd line. Ek is a good faceoff guy. Pettersson's a good faceoff guy. You have Forsberg, Raymond, Kempe, Landeskog is on the 4th line with Raquel and Lindholm, a bunch of good veterans on this team. But given to, where did I project? Who did I project to be in there? Well, it's actually really, 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 really close, because guess what? I went a perfect 12 for 12 with Team Sweden. Landeskog, Pettersson, Nylander, Raymond, Ek, Forsberg, Kempe, Zibanejad, Karlsson, Bratt, Lindholm, and Raquel. Obviously, this wasn't the projected lineups I had, but it's just, if you watch the video, you saw how I did it. You find the players, they're all sort of from nationality, and then I just was clicking, and then they put them into a random thing. And I think, though, from what I would do here from Sweden, I would do something similar to this. I maybe would have Pettersson on the 1st line. I don't know if I would have Karlsson on the 1st line. But things like that, maybe Landeskog go up 1 more and put Kempe down. But overall, this group is really good. And I can't believe, dude, it was the best. We missed 3. We missed 3, bro. And then we didn't even predict any bench players for or scratched players or extras, whatever you want to call it, for Team Sweden. But hey, dude, Sweden, we knew it. We knew a lot. And, I want to go down here. Oh, they don't have the little bubble thing. That's unfortunate, because it shows, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 players. 5. No, 4. 4 players. Ek, Brodin, and then the 2 goalies for your Minnesota Wild representing Team Sweden. And that means we got the next one. The final one where I actually predicted, it is Team Finland. Hintz, Rantanen, projecting, leading the way. Saros gets the starters net. I do think this one was pretty easier as well. Again, I want to see who I had the full lineup first. I think I had goalies and defense at first, like that. Yeah, I did. And I only had 2 goalies, I think. That's right. Yeah, so here is what I was projecting defense. I had Heiskanen, Lundell, Mikkola, Mata, this other dude, and then Jakuharu, and then the guys I didn't know how to pronunciate or pronounce. Excuse me. And then you got UC Saros and Yuka-Pekka Luukkonen, I believe from the Buffalo Sabres. But here is who. Let's start with the goalies here. And I believe, yes, I was right. And I did have Kevin Lincoln in as well. I just hadn't gotten to that point in the video. I do know I had Kevin Lincoln in. So I went 3 for 3 on the goalies. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But then the defensemen. This is where I'm going to have to take a look at both sides of things here. So I make sure I don't mess up here because they all sound the same. Heiskanen was correct. Mikkola was correct. Lundell. Did I have Lundell? Yes, I did have Esa Lundell. Rasmus, I had. So the top 4 I had good. I did not have Leitonen, but I had Yakuharu. I did not have Montepala, but I did have Mata. So overall, pretty well for sure. And I just didn't put them all on scratch for this one because it was towards the end of the video and I was just trying to get it done, low key. But I did have Kevin Lincoln and he was just in the press box. So did pretty well. But now, who made the forward group? Who made the forward group? Well, we're gonna actually take a look at who I predicted for the forward group. And there it is. So Rantanen, Hintz, Laine, Teravainen, Aho, Arma, Kapanen, Gronlund, Kakko, excuse me, Eric Holla, Anton Lundell, and Jesperi. I can't say his name, but you can see I'm circling it on YouTube. If you can see it right there. 4th line, right winger. But the actual Finland lineup is looking like this. Boom! Grenland is going to actually be on the top line in this projection with Hintz and Rantanen, but Lankinen, Aho, and Teravainen. Did I have Lankinen? Tell me I had Lankinen, please. I did not have Lankinen. That sucks. That sucks for sure. But then Luosterainen, I did forget to add him. That sucks too. Lundell, I did have. I did forget Capian. It's their brothers. Are you kidding? Bro, I put the wrong Cappy in. That sucks. Eric Kalla I did have going in, and then okay. And then Kako and Armia are going to be people coming from the bench. Okay, hey, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but again, here's my final Finland projection from 2 months ago. I think the big thing here is obviously Alexander Barkov. Is going to miss the tournament. I mean, he's been recovering from that surgery. He hasn't played in the NHL all year because he had a knee injury in the first day of training camp. It just that is awful for him, and it's terrible. It's terrible for him because he's a big spot to this team, and I think I maybe would have had a little bit more confidence in this Finland team if he would have been on this team, but unfortunately he is not. So you lose that one of the best 2-way players in the game. But hey, we'll see what happens with Finland. Obviously, I do think this is the weakest lineup, weakest roster in the out of those 4 teams that were in the 4 Nations tournament, and probably the 4 best teams in the Olympics in general. But enough about those teams. We're going to talk about 3 more teams here. Here's Czechia. Here's just a quick glance at this roster as Pasternak is leading this way, but the forwards, I mean, some of these dudes we don't know, but Faska we do know, Thomas Hertl we know, David Kempf we know. Obviously, some of these guys are just going to be from Czechia's leagues, right? There's not a lot of these guys in the league, or at least talented, good people that are worth coming to the Olympics. Nietzsche's. I really like Martin Nietzsche. He's a really cool player to watch for the Colorado Avalanche. Pallet is obviously there. David Pastrnak is obviously the big name there. I think he could probably score for sure a couple goals here in this tournament. We'll see though. And then Zaka for the Bruins as well for the forwards. And then you got Gudis as a defenseman. Hronek from the Vancouver Canucks. I hope I'm saying that correct. And then David Spacek from the Iowa Wild. I've watched him play a little bit during the not spring training. What am I saying? We're not in baseball. I mean, we are dude, spring training's so quick, bro. It's going to be around the corner in just a second. So I've been reading a little bit more about baseball, so that's just what I think. But no, in the preseason, he has played a little bit, so he's going to be representing Czechia. And then goalies will be Lucas Dostal. So they'll have a pretty good goalie, really good goalie, the number one goalie from the Ducks. Pretty cool. And they actually have all three of their goalies are NHLers in Vlador and Verchelmka from the Utah Man. So interesting. That goalie changes things, because if you have a goalie that can play good, you never know. Obviously, do I think they're going to win the gold medal? No, but a lot to look forward to for Team Czechia. And then we got Germany with Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl leads the way, obviously. So we're going to take a look at the forwards here. Draisaitl from the Oilers, Petreka from the Utah Mammoth, Lucas Reichel. Is it Reichel? It's Reichel or Rochelle or something like that from the Vancouver Canucks. Tim Stützle from the Ottawa Senators. And hey, boys, Minnesota Wild are back, because you got Nico Sturm, bro. That is, I believe, the 8th Wild player already. So we had Hughes, Faber, Boldy, Sturm, and then, so that's 4. And then you got Wallstead, Brodin, Eck, and Gustafson. There's 8 Minnesota Wild in the Olympics. And imagine if Russia would have been allowed to play. We would have had Kaprizov, Trenin, and probably Yurov, and maybe even Tarasenko. That would have been 4 more Russians at least. We could have had like 12 Olympians on Minnesota. That would have been absolutely insane to watch. But hey, I really do like, with Draisaitl, I like Draisaitl on Team Germany for sure. You got Stützle, I believe Stützle, Petreka, and Draisaitl will be the first line, unless they try to, spread it out, spread the NHL level out. And I do like the Olympics because you do get to see other players that you're not normally used to seeing, that you don't see, that because they're just playing in Germany and stuff. So it's going to be really cool to see that. And then defenders, I don't know how many NHLers are in it. Yes, only just one, Mortis Seider from the Detroit Red Wings. And then goalies is Philip Grubauer. Other than that, it's Maximilian Franz Reb and Matthias someone. Bro, I should look up how to say a lot of these, dude. I'm sorry if I'm not doing your name justice. I'm in Minnesota. We don't pronounce a lot of things right at all. I'm kidding. I'm just playing it. We were making fun of Minnesotans. Even though I am a Minnesotan, because sometimes people just say, Minnesota. It's just kind of funny how people talk here. So I apologize if I'm not saying your guys' names correctly. But yeah, Germany. Your roster for the 2026 Winter Olympics is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. I think you could for sure win a couple games because obviously there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of countries competing. So obviously you don't just have to compete against those 4 in USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland, but you also have to play teams like Czechia or Switzerland, who we will talk about that, or Slovakia or other teams like that. So it's like you'll be able to get wins. I do think this team will get wins. And then the last team we will talk about here is Switzerland, which is it's interesting. They don't really have a lot of big names, but it's people. There are notable names to note here. I'm starting with the forwards: Kevin Fiala, Nico Hischier, Philip Kosherev, Timo Meyer, Nino Niederreiter, and Pius Suter. Obviously, Kevin Fiala and Nico Hischier are the 2 bigger names there, but Timo Meyer is still a good player. Nino Niederreiter is good too. And no disrespect to people I don't know. It's just I'm just going off of what I know from the NHL. Roman Josi, one of the best defensive men in the league, even if he is getting up in age, will be representing his country. And then Moser and Siegenthaler for sure. And then the goalies, they do have one NHL goalie. It's the Vegas Golden Knights, Alkra Schmid. Akira Schmid. Dude, international names are so fun to pronounce. They're so fun to pronounce, but also you got Rado Berra and Leonardo Giammoni. Bro, I feel like, dude, I'm Italian, so it's like this is how I feel when Americans are trying to pronounce Italian names. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize for this, but hey, congratulations, Switzerland. You have some pretty good NHLers. Kevin Fiala, Nico Hischier are the two that come to my mind, and Roman Josi as well. But yeah, that's kind of like, well, that's it. That's kind of it for today's episode. I mean, we did everything in Mateo's show batting order, except this. We will talk about coming up next. But I just wanted to show you guys Mateo's show batting order today. We did everything. We talked about USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland, and the other teams. We compared them to my initial predictions from 2 months ago, and I think I did pretty well, fairly pretty well. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, coming up the rest of the month. Well, it's not totally the rest of the month because then I think there's technically another week after what I had. I just fit a couple stuff here. Yeah, there will be another week, so I can actually kind of talk about that in a second as well. So coming up on Thursday, because we do an episode Tuesday and Thursday every week, for sure every week. And sometimes, if I'm off school, if I have a break of school, then I'll maybe do a couple more episodes. But my weekly NFL show is every Thursday during the NFL season, and maybe we'll do some during the off season. But then we also, I don't just do podcasts. I am starting to squeeze in a little bit of sports gaming content where, I'm rebuilding right now. So I started a little series here. And I thought it's been pretty fun. We've been averaging, about 50 viewers. So maybe we can start getting more viewers and more subscribers for sure. But starting in January here, I said, okay, we're going to introduce a little bit more of some gaming content just to mix everything up a little bit. Mix everything up, do some lives, do some podcasts, do some shorts, but then also do some sports gaming content. And every Friday, I release a poll. And here's the poll from this week. In fact, let me just pull this up right there. Boom. Boom. And I say, vote for what game you want me to do my next 5-year rebuild in for January 17th video. Now, 100% of you guys have voted for Madden. So Madden's going to get a third star or a third number because now they've won all 3 weeks. And I'm going to be rebuilding. I'm working on it right now. So I'm sorry, people, if you vote and then it somehow changes. Right now, I have filming that so then I can also edit it. To release it, I release it as you can see, these weekly videos will premiere. What is hold on, be quiet. I'm sorry if that sounded pretty bad. But these weekly videos will premiere each Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern every Saturday. Like and subscribe if you want. Previous rebuilds that you can actually watch now on my channel: Cleveland Browns rebuild and a New Orleans Saints rebuild. Both 5-year rebuilds. We try to win 2 Super Bowls or 2 championships, whatever game we do. We've only done Madden so far because that's all that seems to want to win right now. But I'll just go ahead and watch that. It's a super fun video for sure. And it's a little different. They're about an hour long, so you can even stop it and then watch a little bit and then stop it again. It should save your progress. But yeah, go vote out. It's gonna be the new poll for the next one because I'm gonna close the poll now pretty much because I think Matt is gonna win with all the votes. So 100%. That's the most unanimous. Like here, I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Here you can see like 71%. Like we had a lot of votes. We had some votes for MLB The Show. We had some votes for NBA 2K. We had NHL votes. But yeah, go ahead and check out my post section. So if you're on my channel here, you can go to like the home tab, right, or the video tab, but you can go over here to post, and that's where I'll post these. I'll post them everywhere. Here you can see scheduled for Friday. I'm not going to show you what rebuild I'm doing. That's another rebuild's coming out though on Saturday. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't mess that up. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because people had been a little confused about that. So I thought, there's a little explaining to do with that. But then we also got, so I'm a big 49ers fan as much as a Vikings fan. So I love all the Minnesota sports teams. If you guys don't know already, I love all the Minnesota sports teams for sure, a lot here in Minnesota. But unfortunately, they're not the best. They are not the best teams at all the time. The Vikings had a disappointing season. And I really like Brock Purdy. I like Kyle Shanahan. I like Christian McCaffrey. I really like the Niners. I'm a huge Niner fan. And I'm going to be streaming their game live on Saturday night for their divisional game against the Seattle Seahawks. Man, I hope they can win. We're going to pull out the Purdy jersey and everything. Unfortunately, I do not do a camera. I just do my audio, but then we'll have some graphics on and stuff. It's super fun. So go ahead, maybe just save this channel so that you can come back to that. It's super fun. I'll interact with all your comments and stuff, but we'll do that throughout the whole game. A Kingdom Competitor is coming out on Sunday as well. If you guys don't know what that is, I also take my faith very seriously here, and I like to go look at some Christian athletes who share their testimony with Sports Spectrum, because I really trust Sports Spectrum that they're going to find some good, solid Christians, and we get to just see what Christian athletes say about God and how they keep God first in their life. It's really cool. We've done a couple so far throughout the last couple months. And then, of course, then the following week, my Tuesday episode, don't quite know what it's going to be about quite yet, because, there could be like some breaking news that we might have to talk about and stuff. So I just kind of leave it open for, the day before, something like that. And then the NFL weekly episode will be in the following Tuesday. On the following Thursday, we'll break down the championship rounds. Maybe, are we talking about a 49ers Rams NFC championship round? That could be insane. And we might even then stream that game. If the Niners end up making, for every other game now that the Niners make, I will be live streaming it as much as I can with my schedule. But then also, I post daily shorts with can I build a 17-0 NFL team, with just some news and reaction shorts. Go vote for the rebuild for the 24th of January, whenever that one comes out. I might even post a little earlier just for the heck of it. And then I'll release it to everybody else too, in the coming days. But I thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate you guys. If you just listen to me yap for a good solid, probably 6 minutes, I appreciate you guys so much. Just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my channel. I can't say it enough because, hey, you can totally not. I totally get it. You don't have to if you don't enjoy this content. But if you watch this whole video, you maybe we're entertained, well, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment. Let me know how you think, what you think, about the Olympics. It's going to be super fun to see what happens starting in February. I can't wait to break it down too. February is going to be a fun month. You got the Olympics, you got the Super Bowl. We're almost getting ready for spring training, and then, trade deadline stuff with the NBA and NHL. It's going to be a fun month in February, but we're still here in January. Let's finish out this first month of 2026 strong, this first month of season 2 of Inside the Zone with Mateo strong. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to keep God first, because he's the most important thing in your lives. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.